have you been doing, Janice? I think there's a tiny wee loan shark at the door.
So, the Sharkticons were insatiably ravenous wee fellas, huh? Introduced in the 86 movie, the Sharkticons were an entire race of identical Transformers who did the bidding of the five-faced, Lovecraftian tentacle monsters, the Quintessons. On their weird, spirally planet, those deemed guilty or even innocent by the horrific, multi-headed hentai creatures would be dropped into a pit of hungry, waiting Sharkticons, where the starving fellas would rip the poor victim to shreds. I don't blame the Sharkticons though. They were obviously incredibly dumb. The fact that they're called Sharkticons when they're clearly a mix of piranha and anglerfish is a dead giveaway. They were so incredibly dim-witted, it took Grimlock, an objective idiot, to make the hungry fish fellas realise they could just rise up against the Quintessons and take over their weird fettuccine-inspired world. It's actually a very inspiring story. The working class rising up against their cruel, tyrannical rulers. I don't think Cup was right though. The problems in this planet would not really be over, let's face it. The Sharkticons probably wouldn't be able to comprehend the concept of democracy, free trade, or be able to set up an adequate health service. They all look the same as well. How do they tell each other apart? Do they all have names like Gnaw here? Do they even have individual personalities? They never even talked in the movie. Am I being a Sharkticon racist here? I hope not. No offence, wee man. Maybe they could wear fancy hats to distinguish themselves. I don't know. Anyway, shall we have a look at a wee toy? This here is Studio Series 86 Gnaw, and he's a great wee fella. Just look at how cute this wee robot mode is. He's so squat and tubby. He reminds me of something you'd see in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line with this purple Foot Clan colour scheme. He also looks a lot like that fat rapey fuck Dynamo from the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, The Running Man. I love his expressive wee head sculpt with his grimacing face, piercing green eyes and ultra stylish helmet. His head is nestled inside this fabulous toothed collar, making Gnaw look like he's being somehow swallowed by himself. I thought you had to remove a rib to do that. Anyway, would you look at these precious wee blue wellies? It looks like Gnaw is heading off to do some gardening or attend a muddy outdoor festival. His ankle tilt does make it look like his feet are in the process of being sliced off though. Gnaw's robot mode is packed with loads of sculpted detail, with loads of wee greeblies all over his portly belly. I love looking at all the wee dials and switches and buttons and trying to imagine what they do. Like this one could be a wee thermostat that Gnaw could adjust if he was getting a bit chilly, and then he would set it to
a sensible 74 degrees.
Gnaw's robot mode is bloody great. No real complaints at all about this nice wee fella. Gnaw comes with a sweet wee blaster and this chained mace with a big old spiky blue ball in the end. You might be thinking that this really looks like a Sharkticon's tail. For once you're actually right. I mean, a stop clock is right twice a day, eh? Gnaw transforms into this adorable wee creature. Maybe it's just nostalgia here, but I think he's dead cute. I love his weird messed up anatomy. Gnaw is all mouth. There's really not much room for a big stomach, so where does all the scrap metal he eats go? Maybe the wee hole the tail plugs into is actually his butthole, and he just poops everything out. Look at his adorable wee hands. They look like wee squirrel hands. They are so sweet. Posing options are a bit limited though. I would have loved it if they had some inward motion, so I could make it look like he was eating a wee nut. His wee eyes are a bit weird. They look like insect garden peas. It just makes me love him even more. You can even use his tail to make this unofficial anglerfish mode. That's fun, isn't it? Anglerfish are absolutely terrifying sea bastards, so knock yourself out if you want a toy of one. The only real complaint I have about Gnaw is that his wee legs are a bit loose and don't really support his meatball of a body. It limits his posing, and I have to tuck his legs into his belly so he can stand up. It's not a deal breaker at all. I might even try and tighten them up a bit with some super glue. Given my skill in previous endeavours, I'd overdo it, and Gnaw would probably end up looking like he's been in one of those grim bukkake videos. I might just leave him the way he is, to be fair. So should you get Studio Series 86 Gnaw? No. Ha, only kidding, a wee Scottish joke there. He's bloody great. If you're as big a fan of the 86 movie as I am, you need this wee fella in your life. Maybe even buy 5 if you've got the space. I just need to get a Quintus on and Alec on and the horrible wee lizard octopus fella who says guilty or innocent to complete the set. Jesus, this is getting to be a fucking expensive hobby, isn't it? I need a less expensive midlife crisis before my girlfriend trades me in for someone who isn't a complete man-child, and I'm left with hundreds of tiny wee guys for company, drinking so much that they eventually start talking back to me, like a far more depressing version of Gulliver's Travels. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Catch you later.